Hello, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel, and today's video is going to be my January 2023 reading wrap-up. So January is the first month of the new year, and I did spend that first month mostly wrapping up the previous year. But I did manage to finish 3 books, so we're going to talk about them today. The content warnings for all of the books I talk about today will be linked down below in the description, along with the spoiler-free reviews and the journal with me's that I did for a couple of these will be down there, as well as my February TBR. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. The first book that I finished in the month of January is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo. This takes place in the 1950s in San Francisco's Chinatown. It follows our main character who realizes that she is in love with another girl as they walk under the neon sign of a lesbian bar known as the Telegraph Club. However, due to the time period and the setting, these two girls are not in a safe place to fall in love with one another. Especially with deportation hovering over our main character's father despite his hard-won citizenship. Since Red Scare paranoia threatens everyone, Chinese Americans like our main character included. And we follow these two girls as they risk everything in order for their love to take shape. This story did feel very character-focused on our main character Lily and just the exploration of her sexuality, the romance, her friends, her family, and her career path. It does feel very coming of age. And her story is a difficult one with a lot of hard and emotional moments to it, but it also really does have a lot of beautiful moments along the way as well. This story is set in the 1950s, where there is a lot of ugliness around these characters, from homophobia to racism and the other struggles that Chinese Americans face during this time, and also how these things combine. And you can also see while reading how these things are still present in our present, which was scary and frustrating. I think you can really tell just how much heart, research, and dedication went into writing and creating this story. There's a really good author's note in the back of this that also shows that off, and I thought the writing in this story was just incredibly beautiful as well. I really enjoyed the romance here. I also really like these characters individually. They're just the type of characters that you want to see happy and that you want to have good things. Overall, this was an amazing start to my 2023 reading year, and I will definitely be reading more books by this author in hopefully the near future, and I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Next up is Volume 1 of Blue Period by Tsubasa Yamaguchi. This follows our main character Yatura, who is a high school student, and despite his good grades and group of friends, he's living a pretty dull life. However, that all changes one day when he wanders into the art room and sees a painting that awakens him to the beauty of art, which compels him into learning about and creating art himself and experiencing all of the challenges that come with it. I watched the Blue Period anime adaptation while it was airing, and during that time I was seeing a lot of reviews that say that the manga is better than that. And even though I did like the anime adaptation for the most part, I can already see through reading Volume 1 that a lot of those reviews were correct. I really love the manga's art style, and I already knew that I really liked a lot of these characters, but now I know that I really like some of them. And I also feel like the more side characters in this are standing out a lot more, which I really enjoy because I feel like I'm kind of seeing them for the first time and I'm forming positive opinions on them, which is a step up from the no opinion that I had before. This is a series that does info dump a lot of artifacts on you quite a bit, which definitely does feel like a lot at times, but I also feel like this series is really inspirational when it comes to art and creativity, and I'm not sure if it would feel the same if it didn't do that. And it definitely gets me invested into the drama and into the emotional storylines. My rating for this series is going to be starting at a 4.5 out of 5. We'll see how that changes as I keep going, because I am definitely really excited to read more of this series. And the final book that I finished in the month of January is Hunted by the Sky by Tanaz Bhathena. This is set in medieval India and follows our main character who has a star-shaped birthmark on her arm, and this birthmark led to the death of her parents at the hands of the king soldiers. She gets taken in by a group of rebel women where she begins training in warrior magic in order to take her revenge. And then this also follows our other main character who is about to sign his life away to the king's army, until he becomes entangled in our other main character's mission for revenge and discovers a magic that he never expected. This is a book that has been on my TBR for a really really long time. And now it is no longer on that TBR, which feels so great. The main things that I enjoyed about this book are the setting and the magic. I thought that these were really interesting, and I thought that the author created some really compelling, some really cool, and also fun things to read about. That being said, I did have a hard time getting into the majority of the rest of this book. I did not love the pacing of this at all. I felt like we were focusing on things that just needed less time so that other things that I thought needed the development could get that development. Like, I would have definitely preferred a longer, more of a slow burn type of story for this one. I also don't really have much of an opinion about the characters or the romance. That being said, there were some moments throughout the story where I did really get into this and it did work for me. And like I said before, the magical elements and also just the setting itself really kept me going here. Unfortunately, I don't think that I'll be picking up the sequel to this book anytime soon, but I do still really appreciate the positive experiences that I had with this story, and I am going to be giving Hunted by the Sky 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, so those are all of the books that I read in the month of January. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer the question that'll be around here if you want to do that, and hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye!